to find the root cause of this disease. All right? And the patient said, okay, yeah, go ahead. Collected blood samples, urine samples, whatever samples we need to collected it, and then at the end of the day, discovered that, oh, this patient is positive for HIV. And the next moment that the patient visited, and I said, okay, now that you are here, oh, this is your result. The result, the result of the test conducted, and oh, you are HIV positive, and now was cancelled. Told what to do, not to, to continue to live positively with this virus, and then this is the same way that we find ourselves. How can that patient now go? When it's now exposed to opportunistic infection, it begins to abuse his doctor that is the one who tested him for HIV, and it's now positive that he shouldn't have told him that he has HIV. All right, it's like saying Trump shouldn't have told us that genocide was going on within Nigeria. Now, how can you be killing yourself? You are dying in your hundreds, in your tens, your hundreds, this way, and it doesn't mean nothing to you. Well, if at the end of the day, we know that if you are now someone who is already infected with HIV, to just carry on blindly, stubbornly, stupidly, and said, I just be behaving anyhow, it will affect all other people.
True. But at the same time, telling him could also kill him psychologically.
No. Telling him
die of shock.
No, telling him is the most important thing to do. One, he will need to go through some phases anyway, maybe about 4 or 5 phases. Just as Nigeria needed to, as we need to go through all these phases. Shock. Just as you said that, yes, it will be shocked. Then the second phase will be denial. Saying, oh no, this cannot be me. This one cannot be me. Probably there's a mix-up somewhere. That cannot be the result of my blood. There's another. Then it will move to the third phase. This is called depression. All right. So moving to such that's after denial moves to, even before depression, the first offense is to anger. Because after denial, it begins to be very angry person, then to depression, then to acceptance. You will now accept that, okay, yes, I have this problem. But look at Nigeria. Nigeria refused to accept that this is what is going on. And listen to our president. When all the problems, now blown up. The first thing that really troubled my mind was the statement, not credited, but the statement from President Tinubu himself. When he said through the special advisor on information, Bayo Onanuga, he himself said that as the commander-in-chief, he said, I am depressed with the tragic death of soldiers. He said, I'm also depressed that heartless terrorists have disrupted the education of innocent schoolgirls. This is President Tinubu's own word. Using the word depressed 2 times. He used it twice. And when I heard this, I sat there and said, hey, how can our president use this kind of type of word?
Maybe the
worried. Because where is it could be worried? You could say that you are sure you are worried, is so unfortunate. But it is very depressing using the word depression. Because depression simply means that your mind is being taken over. That's the meaning of depression. That means you no longer own your own mind or your decision that you go to, or your thought lines is being disrupted. That means every decision and everything that we will be saying now, we should not believe you.
Well, the matter of semantics. Because
you could look at it as a matter of semantics, but individuals at that high level of leadership, you should be careful the way you use words. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, because all we are saying is that, okay, my mind is being taken over. And if you even use the word oppression, people have been under oppression. We have been under oppression for how many years now? The people, we the people.
I want you to look at it from this perspective. Well, you said that we got here because of the lack of proactiveness, especially on the part of the leadership. But what is currently happening? To what extent can we establish a link between politics 2027 and the current spate of school attacks? Remember, this is mostly always a pattern when general elections are approaching. It has happened in the past. So could it also be about politics aside the non-proactiveness of our leaders that you have mentioned?
Yes, everything is about politics. It has always been about politics.
Someone wanting
right from the foundation of Nigeria, it has always been politics. And it has always been politics. And before you can get it right, all right, before it is even politics, all right, it was initially picked from the ambition of people. And without good politics, now let's say you want to be a politician and you want to play politics, because without good policies, you cannot have good policies. All right? And without good policies, there can be no good governance. Without good governance, we can never have good success or progress or development. So everything has always been about politics. It is all the way about the way we play our politics. It's about the politics of 2027 election. Are you getting me? So, but this has been the template that is on the table that they're using is the same template that they used for former President Goodluck Jonathan, all right, which Buhari, and even with the support of the present president, used to push President Goodluck Jonathan out of government. This is the same thing that they are being used. But even before this same template is being used, those who used it, they wouldn't know that the trap that they set for Jonathan that time was still there to hold them captive. So all we are saying now is that these leaders, because we need to find solution to to the problem and the challenges that we have now. We have to accept that we have that Nigeria has a problem, and that the problem is not one, is not two, is not three, not four, is multidimensional, and it needs a multidimensional approach. All right, and this approach, before we can really get things right, we need to be truthful to ourselves. We must push lies away. All those things that we have inherited from our fathers, from our forefathers, because we have inherited lies, we have inherited vanity, we have inherited impunity, we have inherited corruption, we have inherited things that will not profit us. We have set traps for the forthcoming for the next generation. So this generation, the generation of Tinubu and others, and even myself, we are indebted, because every generation owns the next generation a debt, and they must pay that debt. Now, as we speak today, so many of our young ones, the schools are closed. Especially up north. So we are now looking in the direction of a new generation of where we now risk a generation of illiterates.
Okay, now I'm glad you mentioned the factors of multidimensional challenges and the need for a multidimensional approach in solving these challenges. But while we are not insinuating anything, we are looking at all the possibilities that could have led us here and what the solutions could be. So I want to ask, what is your take on insinuations that there could be calculated attempts by powerful enemies of the country from a particular geopolitical zone to deliberately retard educational development? That retardation, they want to extend the scope to southern Nigeria. Well, we may say they are not here yet, but then Kwara, Niger, just next door to southwest Nigeria, they are knocking on our doors already. I mean, the perpetrators of these evil acts that have led to closure of schools, 42 unity schools are already closed. So, do you think powerful enemies of Nigeria from a particular zone, I don't want to mention this, but you could hazard the guess, is it that they also want to retard education in the rest of the country?
The rest of the country? They have their agenda. They need to be. I've always said that they want to retard
this country.
Yes. Not that they want to retard
the entire region. The enemies from that region.
Yes. I understand. There will always be enemies. There will always be saboteurs. We cannot, shy away from this. But one thing we must understand is this: those that are holding up north now. I want to focus on north now, trying to have their gain entrance into the southern part of the country, especially the southwest. When you look at, it is a combination of many factors this time around. But I want us to just look at the way they operate, especially the issue of localization or location, where they are based. If you look at the way this violence, this banditry, kidnapping, is running down, if you studied it very well, look at Kebbi, where the Kebbi state where it occurred. Kebbi shared a border, all right, with the Niger Republic, and then Kebbi now shared a border with Niger State. All right, there's a thick forest, okay, running from Niger Republic to Kebbi to Niger State, then to Kwara State, who now runs now to Oyo State. If you go and study the map of Nigeria, look at how those, and these are the forest area. And before all these bandits, kidnappers, cooperate, they need forest. Think of it, something that will cover them, where they will be able to operate, unchecked. Are you getting what I'm saying? So the agenda, right from the inception of Nigeria, is to even conquer the entire nation. The entire. Don't use that. Sorry, don't use the word nation. The entire country. Okay. Now the agenda is an imperialistic. That are called the imperialistic agenda of conquest. Is to conquer Nigeria. I know it will be too difficult to conquer the entire Nigeria, but I know it will be too difficult for them. But even though they need it to be too difficult for them, but they do everything to ensure that at least a significant part of Nigeria is captured for them. Especially all the Israels of this world, the
ISIS,
the Al-Qaeda of the world, the Boko Harams of the world. So it's more or less a combination. It's like the coming together of the entire network of demonic forces. Then them coming to get and to get what they have been planning for all these years or all these decades. From generation to generation, they have planned it. They have handed it over. So the onus is on those that are leading us, more especially in this part of southern Nigeria, which is the southwest. And you can see the way what is playing out. That you see the solution others are bringing, especially our governors. Then the southern part, governors, the southern governors, then even the southwest aspect of it, harm of the southern part. Was it yesterday? What? Yes, that Ogun State. Ogun State. Now, look at what they are now doing concerning security, because security is key. The moment you lose it in the area of security, you have lost your dignity, and dignity is not negotiable. Honor is not negotiable. Respect is not negotiable. If you lose it, you lose it.
I want to ask you, Dr. Agilore, now, Elder Agilore, pardon me. Now, the immediate past administration, when they declared a visa and arrival policy, they listed a number of reasons, which were good reasons, which economic, encouraging investments from outside the country. But the question I want to ask you now, Oluyole, because I've not been able to find answers myself, didn't they know that bad people will be coming soon? When they said
visa on arrival.
Visa on arrival.
Visa on arrival was part of the scheme, that's supposed to be for the fulfillment of the agenda that I spoke about.
Oh, really?
Yes, the imperialistic agenda of conquest under the late president, President Buhari. Okay, and it's so unfortunate that we have such a president as at that time, such a character as at that time.
We might be able to substantiate what you are saying.
No, we can substantiate it. Why not? You see, I was here shortly before 2015 election. I remember I was even on this studio and other media houses. That was like in 2013, 2014. I remember how I was asked. That time when because I'm going to link it, with the issue you raised just now. All right. But President Buhari, that's the late president, the late Buhari now. In 2011, remember, 2011 was the third time he will contest for president, and he said that if he should lose that election, that will make the country ungovernable for President Goodluck Jonathan.
Maybe
that was 2011.
Maybe it meant democratically ungovernable, within the ambits of the law, diplomatically, democratically ungovernable.
Ungovernable, and we know how ungovernable. The governance is today. I've been saying it, that when it comes to governance, the word governance says that is from the Greek word.
Well, the demand is now.
That's it from the Greek word kubano. That means to steer. So when you are the driver, behind sitting to lead the people where they will go. You are in total control of what. So Buhari wanted to be in the total control of Nigeria. So by 2011, he said he will make the country ungovernable. And you know what happened? I wouldn't know what the devil that pushed President Goodluck Jonathan that time in January 1st, 2012, to make President Goodluck Jonathan to wake up that morning to address the nation that petrol price, that's the fuel price, was jacked off, I think from 67 or so, or 68 naira to 140 naira. And the entire thing blew up, and I said, wow, no, it will never happen. And that was what gave birth to Occupy Nigeria. If you remember, under the coordination of Pastor Tunde Bakare, the lines of Femi Falana, and others. Are you getting what I say? So it was shortly after that 2012. Now, the word of Buhari making the country of government, riding on that. That was how the Boko Haram came, and they began to bomb everywhere. Nyanya bomb blast, United Nations this, and that was the end. Now, shortly before that, because how we are right there,
is dead now. We can't continue blaming him for everything.
I said all of this before he died.
Oh.
Yes, I remember that I said
you can't substantiate that he was behind many of these things.
Of course, when he was approved, let me say that when he was even accused that, was he part of those sponsored Boko Haram? He said no, that he was not part of them. I mean, Buhari himself now said denied it. All right, but it does not matter what, you are always held by your word. People won't do by your word. You cannot misquote or quote silence. If you say, if you want to say, if you say, we want to quote somebody who didn't say anything, all you say is that when I asked him, so he didn't say anything. So there's no way you can misquote him. But that was what he said. Now, just like I said, that the situation of Nigeria is what I termed hostage taking. And when it comes to hostage taking, hostage doesn't mean that you are now involuntarily controlled by an outside influence. All right, somebody that has taken you by force to secure the taker's demand. So all the policies, all the things that we are hearing from the presidency, the president now, all the actions that have been taken, what's it called? Withdrawal of security men or police from VIPs, recruitment of more policemen and soldiers. All these are coming because they are under pressure.
All right, let's take a pause, a short break on the program, and then we will be back. That is good to know we are still there at the still Oluyole 98.5 FM. The program is Searchlight, and we are discussing the topic abduction of school children, escalating terror attacks, and threat to Nigeria's education. My guest on the program this afternoon is a public affairs analyst, a social commentator, and is the coordinator of Peace Advocates Nigeria, Elder Johnson Ajilore. Well, we'd like to welcome your questions and contributions on the program this afternoon, and the numbers to call as we open the phone lines: 070-5555-1985. 070-5555-1985. You can also reach us on 080-5500-9850. 080-5500-9850. Elder Ajilore, do you think Nigeria should, aside the threat of President Trump to strike terrorist targets in Nigeria, do you think Nigeria should accept foreign help from any of the world powers in tackling this problem?
Yes, we need help. We need help.
When you
need help, wherever your help comes from, wherever the help comes from, you gladly accept it, as long as this help coming your way.
Let's take this call, Elder Ajilore. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Okay. Please go ahead. Your name and where you are coming from.
Nigeria have no problem.
Okay.
Our leaders have a problem.
Oh.
In the sense that they didn't have our interest in mind. Their interest is their own selfishness. Any problem that occur or happen in any country or community, if the leader of that community or nation said that he didn't know anything was God, is liar. They are just decision laws. The only prayer is that we go who don't have to guide everyone of us, because their mind to eat our blood, to eat their office. We go guide us for that. Because as I said, any problem arise in any mission or state, if the governor or head of the state of that mission say that this one is 48 hours, it's a liar. And when it happens by the time I lie, the ambassador will see. Something like that, Nigeria by that time, he take all the people of forces to say that within 48 hours, you don't want to hear anything related to that anymore. And as you said it, you are right, and you do. Thereby, all the people of our African background, all of them know each other. And some people that they are in their need, they are using that asset. They are using that asset. It's just that they are from area of getting some expression.
All right.
And then we go that we are no power. We don't have money to get a passport to help Nigeria go anywhere. We go that way.
Your name and where you're coming from? You didn't tell us your name.
My name is Oluyole. I'm calling from National Center for Security. That is money.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Well, it seems to agree absolutely with you that the leadership is the problem of successive leadership. But we still welcome your calls. So 70-5555-1985 or 80-5500-9850. Now, how worried are you, Oluyole, about the closure of schools? It seems to be spreading. There's apprehension almost everywhere. And from the body language that we are seeing now from the security agents, from the government itself, it's as if nowhere is insulated. Nowhere is insulated. So how worried are you about especially the impact on education?
There is probably fear all over the place, and it's a terrible thing when it comes to fear covering the entire space. And this is an indication that the enemies are almost conquered, because this is exactly what they want. They want all of us to be afraid. They want us to begin to panic, full of anxiety. And when it comes to fear, the constant fear induces constant threat induces fear, and the result is of fear is a kind of a partial or total personality collapse, which range between insanity and automatism. You see, when you see a people that are so afraid, that are so choked up, they begin to make all manners of mistakes. Our leaders are already afraid, right from the president, even up to the ones at the National Assembly, the Senate, the senators, in the House of Rep, all of them. They are even crying and shouting that their lives are in danger. That if you withdraw this VIP thing, so everybody is afraid. The school girls, the school boys, all of them, they are all afraid. Parents are afraid. I think I learned of something that happened at Agbo. This Agbo, I think Delta, is it Delta or Edo State now? So Agbo, there's Agbo. I think that should be Edo State. Yes. That some students saw herdsmen coming. Some students, they saw herdsmen coming. And what happened? They took to their heels.
The face of fear.
That's the face of fear. That means such students will be in school, but they will be looking at the window. Why the teachers are, why the lectures or whatever are going on, the students are busy looking at that it's likely that one intruder will come through the window or through the door. They can no longer be focused.
And that's southern Nigeria.
And that is southern Nigeria. And not only that, I think there's another place. I can't remember that state now, where they saw vigilantes in black attire coming. They saw them, they were in school, and they took to their heels. They ran away. These students are so everywhere. There is panic all over. There is this constant, the fear all over the place now. And one thing that which will come involuntarily or in terms of voluntarily is that do you know how fear affects woman's brain? How it affects the brain is that when fear grips a man, it causes the brain to produce too much cortisol, right? Which makes it so difficult for man to handle even simple tasks, just simple tasks like this, because mental coordination becomes a challenge. That is the point. That is when whenever an individual is pushed to the point of fear. Fear is so dangerous that the Bible says, "Fear not, fear not, fear not," because the implication of fear is that you will make, when you fear, you will make panic-prompted mistakes. You continue to make mistakes because there is no way you will be able to think organically or think systemically. All right, and this is the reason why it's so dangerous for our young ones in school to concentrate. The government needs to do the needful. One, to stop all of this. We know where our troubles are. We know what to do. Just like just as one of them. What's his name? I've forgotten his name now. Maybe I'll be able to recollect. It's in House of Rep. So when he said we know them, that we know who they are, we know what they want. Who are they? Where are they? What do they want? All right. So we equally know what to do, but we have refused to do what to do. The political will to do what to do is our problem. We know that our borders are porous. All right. We know that we have various years where all these intruders are coming in. We know them. We know where they're coming, but our leaders find it hard and difficult to find the courage, all right, to man this, to block this borders where we have loopholes. Why? Why are they achieving through this?
Well, Elder, talking about protection of schools now. Now, since we know what the problem is, and there seems to be a reluctance to address the problem, I have some analysts. I was speaking to some public advice analysts sometimes ago, and one of them made a suggestion that it would help if there could be a legislation that would forbid both elected and appointed political office holders from sending their children abroad for education, and that, as a matter of fact, they must be compelled to send their children to public schools. So I don't know. Do you think this would help? Do you think this would move the hands of the political class? Do you think that will restore the political will to address the problem?
That will never happen. I can assure you that not in Nigeria, not in among these corrupt leaders. They are not going to. They will not open their mouth to say that they are making laws against themselves in that order. It will never happen, because they know the direction they are moving these people, the people to. They know it's towards the direction of destruction, and they are so selfish. They are so self-centered. They are so myopic. You know, when it comes to visualization, that they don't even know what they're doing.
Let's quickly take this call.
Hello,
good afternoon.
I call you once more.
Okay.
Please, can you allow me to speak in my mother language?
Please go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Baba Tinubu ọlọ́ọ̀kan ọ̀ma. Kí Baba Tinubu gbìyànjú wọ́n bá àbúkú sínú Àbọ̀básanjọ́ bí Àbọ̀básanjọ́ kí wọ́n bá wọn bá àwọn èèyàn tó wà ní ọ̀dì sọ̀rọ̀. Bí Àbọ̀básanjọ́ mọ̀wọ́ owó wọ́n sì mọ̀ wọ́n. Tóbi tí wọ́n bá pàmò pọ̀ èyí ò sì pẹ̀lú ìjọba wọn. Bí Baba Tinubu fẹ́ ṣe dáadáa fún Nàìjíríà. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀rọ fún àdúgbò àti àbá àríwọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣe déédéé. Tí wọ́n wọ́n tí àwọn ó ṣe déédéé kí àbọ̀lọ́gbọ́n bá northern side sọ̀rọ̀. Tí wọ́n á lè ṣe ẹ̀rí pé àlàáfíà ìjọba. Gbogbo ọkọ̀ kọ́ra nǹkan kan, àwọn ọ̀gá wọn mọ́ra wọn. Olùgbò oníṣẹ́ wọn mọ́ra wọn. Bàbá náà sì mọ́wọ́ wọn, bàbá náà sì mọ̀ wọ́n sì mọ́ ẹ̀bà. Ọlọ́kọ̀ọ́ bàbá Tinubu ṣe, wọ́n láti lórí rẹ̀. Ọlọ́gbọ̀n ṣe. Bí ìwọ̀n ìṣèlú bàjẹ́ o, ẹ ṣe sà.
What is saying is that if someone that commands respect up north would talk to the northern leaders, that they know how to end this problem. The problem actually started from northern Nigeria, so that he's saying that they would know how to end this thing once and for all. Well, I don't know.
It is beyond. It's beyond that. We have to be truthful to ourselves, and President Tinubu needs to take the bull by the horns. True federalism is very important now. All right, restructuring is very, very key as we speak today. Regionalism is very, very key. So that we know that this is what we have. These are the plans that we have for our people, and this is what we want to achieve. What is our goal? What are our strategies? And what are the activities we're going to put in place to achieve all of this? Very, very key. Our leaders have a lot to do.
All right, our time is fast spent. We can go on and on. The phone line is still buzzing, but we cannot take any more calls. All right, Searchlight, this afternoon we've been discussing We've been discussing the issue of abduction of school children, escalating terror attacks, and threat to Nigeria's education. My guest has been Elder Johnson Oluyole. He's a public affairs analyst, a social commentator, and is the coordinator of Peace Advocates Nigeria. Thank you for coming, Elder Oluyole.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Next week, Thursday is another time, and we'll be coming up with another topical issue. My name is Tola Teriba, your uncle. Bye-bye.
Unstoppable, unbeatable, untouchable. The station that does it better. Oluyole FM 98.5 Ibadan. Unstoppable, unbeatable, untouchable. The station that does it better. Oluyole FM 98.5 Ibadan. Stop it.
The time is 4 o'clock.
The news.
Good afternoon. This is the news on the hour. The House of Representatives is urging the federal government to use all diplomatic effort to ensure the return of former President Goodluck Jonathan, who is trapped in Guinea-Bissau following the coup in the West African country. The former president is among the African leaders on the joint mission of the African Union, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the West African Elders Forum, who were in the coup hit Guinea-Bissau to monitor the presidential election held over the weekend. They made the call during plenary today, a day after military officers took over power in Guinea-Bissau. The officers suspended the country's electoral process and closed its borders 3 days after the West African nation's legislative and presidential elections. The House, by extension, also urged the federal government to rescue Nigerians equally trapped in Guinea-Bissau. The Forum of Chairmen of Boards, Directors General and Chairmen of Tertiary Institution Boards in Oyo State has forwarded a powerful solidarity message to Governor Seyi Makinde, commending his exceptional leadership qualities. The message, which also conveyed the Forum's cooperation and shared sense of purpose with the Seyi Makinde-led administration, made reference to the exceptional effort and unwavering commitment of the governor to strengthen the main opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) across Nigeria. In a formal statement jointly signed by the forum chairman Alhaji Kamaruddin Abiodun Aderibigbe and Secretary Prince Adebowale Falano, the forum praised Governor Makinde's purposeful stewardship and inclusive governance style. The forum also supported the governor's unwavering insistence